Welcome to my brand, Interact XP. My name is Chinadu, as before, and I thought let me put together a quick video just to, help you guys understand that these chatbots are basically forms, just interactive forms. You've all filled out a form before. It's pretty static. Actually, for your name, email, phone number, message, right? And then just then your message, right? With this, you submit it, it's recorded in the back end of your system, right? Yay, done. Aminos. Boop. Start that over. You get the greeting message, which comes up from here. And this is your welcome message, your welcome greeting. In here, see, this is a message block. I just titled it greeting, so I know this is the start. And then my message is here. Get that from here. Drag that over, put it into the builder, like so. It's not going to do that because it's already, excuse me, it's already set up and I did not set it up correctly. But this is all built. Message comes up. This is the image that follows. Then there's a choice block. I've labeled it ready because this is where the path begins. Basically a yes or no. Yes, they're ready to conquer. No, they are not. They need more motivation. Send them an image. Continue on. Message block. Question block. Question block. This is basically a variable. This is how we capture information. This is named. This is labeled. Labeled name. That was terrible. And so this presents the user with a question. What is your name? The user will respond with their name. And then we take that saved value, we take that name, and we drag it over to the message. We reference it somewhere else. We've already collected it. We named it name, aptly. But keep in mind, it's a lowercase n, not a capital. So you want to make sure that the way you write it here is the same exact way, like this. See, it's all lowercase. Same exact way you call for it in another block. Sorry. So here I've called for the name of the user. Send them another image, another message with their name still. And then I have, this is a question block. So same deal with the name. I've labeled this goal, right? They respond. We've now captured the value. So if we say, what is their goal is here. What is their name? What is their name? Their name is here, Keep going down the path, message, and then lastly, to end the flow. Over here, we captured the email. Again, labeled email. We captured the phone number, labeled phone. So phone, email. If you were to reference this later on, you would say, again, email, the same way you are referencing the name here. The same way it is written up here. We got that? All right, great. If you guys understand it, leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, follow, share this video with everybody. All right, so again, it's just like a form. You ask them for what their name is. Ask them what their name is, and they will give you an answer. Just like when you go to the doctor's office. You want to sign away anything. You need to give information. I want to get a coupon or your ebook. I ask you for your email. Okay. And then I give you back a response. Well, here it's, already predetermined. We're creating that flow. So see, we're going to flow. Vader is pleased. Give him a name. So we will just continue with Vader. You may notice that there is a domination, a world conquering theme here. We want to own our market. So that is the path we are following. Not necessarily Sith Lords, but with equal determination. Now it's asking us for the message or the idea. What the hell is? What is? Yes. What just happened? Oh, okay. Don't know what that was. Oh, I know what that is. That's an extension. Okay. So we get a response, we get a message back, and then now it's asking for a phone number. So this is the phone block. It's captured the value. And now it's about to end the flow. It's going to stop listening for more information and submit the form or the information from the chatbot. So see, call for the name again. So we personalize those messages because we've captured that information. We called for it again later on down the flow. So we make it seem as if the bot remembers their name, which it kind of does, but you get it. And now the flow has ended. All right? Okay. So in the back, we've captured that response, right? That should be this one here, this last one. So this is what we just captured. Over here for that form that we submitted. Look at that confetti, beautiful. Let's refresh this. Super. All right, submissions. All right, this last one should be the one that we just submitted, right? But again, we don't need this. Don't need any of this right now. This is just to show you that we in some platforms, including our chatbots, when responses are recorded, we can go into the back end and we can retrieve those submissions. Now, when we get those submissions, we can download the CSV or Excel file, like see here, and then we'll import it to Google Sheets over here, right? Or whatever database that you're trying to sync it to. Google Sheets is the easiest and it's free, available to everyone. So this is what we're using. You can do all of that, but it will take you a lot more time. Now, one feature we have in here is to set up your Zapier, Make, or Google Sheet. Now, you can do this, and when the answers are recorded, and this is in the Minos platform, this is for your chatbot. When this is set up, for the Google Sheet, when your bot receives information, it will be automatically recorded and sent over to your sheet because you've connected it to your app script. But we're not doing that now, just showing you. Here is my webhook. I got this from make.com over here. In this application, in this form, I also have my webhook from make.com. Some applications will give you the option here plainly just to paste your webhook. Paste it here, turn it on. Every time you get a submission, it gets sent to that link, to that URL. And it waits to be processed on the Make platform, or whichever platform that you put it into. For this example, I will use Make. So see, entered, great. Now, how do we get this? So you go over to the plus icon, you would search up webhook, get this one right here, custom webhook, bada boom, pops up, right? Open that up, choose your webhook. I already have some installed here. Like I can go to test hook and it'll give me a URL, or I can just create a new one and say hook like the captain our, sorry, that was terrible. All right. So now we have a new webhook, right? Super. So this is the beginning of the scenario or of the workflow. When information is received, it will trigger the action. So this webhook is your trigger. Okay, this starts everything. And then past this are your modules or your actions. You might want to add a new row into your Google Sheet. This is one row, this is two rows, this is three rows. When a new entry comes in, it will fill one row. And then if this row is filled, it will move on to the next row with the next bit of information, and so on and so forth. Okay. These are instant, meaning when the information comes in, it begins the scenario. Right now, everything is off, but the hook, the link is still active. So it might pick up information in the back before it reaches the scenario. For now, we will operate with everything just here. We will begin the trick. We will activate the trigger, make it active, and catch out the information and begin the workflow. Hitting a button like this, like this explain workflow, this airplane, information comes in from here, gets split, goes up here, goes down here. If this information comes in and meets this condition, it goes to this module. If it comes in and meets this condition, it goes to this module. Okay? I've set it so that the chatbot, information from the chatbot flows to this one, and information from the form flows from here to this one. They're going to the same sheet. They're just being labeled differently. Oh, sorry, they're following different routes. Again, all in the same sheet. This determines whether it's an instant trigger or a poll. A poll is it will wait for a given amount of time before activating. So right now it's set to immediately. It will run the scenario immediately when information comes into this hook. You can do regular intervals every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes, this scenario becomes active and looks for more information to come in. Sorry, that has come in. If there is information, then it will begin the scenario. But this will be an operation. So every 15 minutes, this operation will begin. If you put it for immediately, it starts immediately and you save on operations because this only starts when new information comes in. So if someone fills out your form or your chatbot, it will begin the workflow only when that information comes in and hits this webhook. With the polling, it waits until 15 minutes has passed, looks for all the information that came in, and then begins the process. Even if there's no new information that has come in, this process will still go if you put it for, say, 15 minutes or 30 minutes. Okay? Good. We're going to leave it at immediately. Up here, I have it set to look for certain filters. So if this field, which is the data that comes in, if this field comes in from here, it will flow here. What do I mean? Okay. Okay, so we're going to fill out this form. We're going to turn on this scenario. So fill out the form. This time, the information will hit the hook and enter the Google Sheet. So we're going to hit submit. I'm going to go back real quick. We got the information from the form and it passed through and went down the form path. So for the form, well, it gave me everything. So the form title, which is here. The form title, which is here. The form slug, which is, what is this? Application for world domination, dash 2CR, 2CZR 4V. That's what we got here. And then the submission, the actual form information. This all came from the application, but the form itself, this is what we have in the submission. Bruce Wayne, test, phone number, message, right? So again, it came through here and flowed out to the chart. So it hit the requirement. I set a rule that if this field, form title, exists, which is right here. Oh, pretty cool. Form title is present, right? So if the form title exists, then this will follow this path. And then over here, I have my Google Sheet connected. So to do that, you can either right click here or go down here. The same way we found the new webhook. Go down here, type in Google Sheet. The action we want to do, see, triggers, and then actions. You watch for new changes. So if a new row is added, this becomes a trigger. Then something happens. It begins the flow. These are actions. This could be a part of said flow. If a new row changes, what changed about it? And so on and so forth. You can take that and, use that to create an action. Right now, we're just looking for add a row. Okay. So now we're going to add our sheet in. So it needs to connect because it needs to connect to a trigger. So tutorial folder. Then we move down the line, testbot folder, folderception, and okay. So now we have the spreadsheet that we're using now. So world domination HQ sheet over here, world domination HQ sheet. We have our sheets down here below, raw, schemes in progress, sheet 3, right? Okay, super. Over here on the sheet name, we're gonna pick one of our sheets from that spreadsheet. So we're gonna pick the first one, raw, that's what we're using. I don't have headers in this. You might have headers in yours. Column range is going to be A to Z. Okay. So now we can start mapping our values. Excuse me. Mapping our values to the fields that we want to fill in the Google Sheets. What do I mean by that? Basically, we're directing the information that comes in. So this came from the form, right? Okay. So we can probably say we want the name here. We want the email here. We want the phone number here. And we want the message here. Okay. And maybe down here, we might, since this is a form, we know it's a form. We want to make sure it's a form. I might cement this into here or hard code or however way you want to phrase it. Basically what I'm saying is, since I'm manually inputting this value here. Every time the operation runs, this value will always pop up in this column. So every time it runs, it will always write the word form with a capital F, the same way I wrote it here, every time. It doesn't change. Why? Because I've typed out this value manually. All these values here, from the information that came in, these will be dynamic. Your form, it has the name, right, for the value. It has the name email for the value, right? And if you look closely, and I kind of noticed this when I was watching a video from one guy. This guy I follow on YouTube, Nick. I'll get his last name, but he pointed out to me that the text you see in the angle brackets or what have you, the greater less signs, where it says text, that tells you what type of data it is that came in. So this is his data type is text. This 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 data type, however, is collection. That's something a bit more down the line. But basically, it's bundles of information, bundles of data that comes in. You might have a text. You might have text. You might have, I guess, phone number, but I guess formatted as text. You have, again, more text and so on and so forth. It carries a bunch of different information. And so it bundles that together or, creates a collection out of it. So these will always change dynamically. If someone enters their name and their name is Susan, then Susan will be populated in the A column. If someone enters their name and says they are Vader or Bruce Wayne, then that will get populated in the name column. Same with email. If someone says their email is test@test.com, then that is what the value that gets entered here. If their email is, I don't know, world domination at dominationhq.org or something, that is the value that gets entered here. Okay, you got it? Good. Leave me a comment if you followed with me so far and you understood and you found this helpful. Give me a thumbs up. All right, moving forward. So now this is all set up and configured. Oh, and then for those extra values I had before, you might want like a timestamp as to when this happened. Or you might want a current date and time. Like if you look down at your clock, this will be what pops up. Or maybe you want to pick a specific time or something. You can do that too. And see, it gave the current time as well, that dynamic value. Like if a minute passes and we do it again, it'll be the same thing. But see, the date changed, but the time was still the same, right? Well, I guess we shouldn't sit here and literally wait for a minute. But yes, that's what I'm trying to explain. These values are all dynamic, so we can create an automation that will just populate the rows with the dynamic information that comes in. Oh, look, time changed again. So then, boop. Oh, wait, what? Maybe slightly behind because of the time. Okay, well, whatever. So you get the gist here. That's saved. But we're not going to run this because I already have everything configured here. The only other thing you might need, again, is, so we're doing form. So in form, again, we make sure that the filter is set up so that the information that we want goes to the proper place. And the information that we need gets filled in the cells that we want. Okay? So what's next? Next is to have values inputted from the chatbot, right? Okay. So we did the form. Now we're going to the chatbot. And as you can see, form was written here. So we know it came from the form. I'm going to wait for new data. Oh, wait, before we do that. Okay. Now, wait for new data. So this will be coming from the chatbot. This one will be Vader. Oh, That's why it's doing that. Because it is carrying the format. A good way to, because I copied it from the chatbot previously, but you're supposed to strip it of its formatting. That way, it's just text. Phone number. Okay, so now we're nearing the end of the flow, and this is the submission stage. So by entering the email, we are submitting the form with the chatbot. All the information that was collected prior will now be submitted and sent to your database the moment you hit enter and you submit an email address. Look at that. Now Shaburka. Your flow has been completed, or your form has been submitted. If we go over here, we got that data. Bundle lead. This came from the bot. And then we have another collection from the bot. It's more data. A lot of stuff down here. A lot of stuff. But what we really need is just this. We got their path. Well, this is where they met the fork in the road. But they chose. They're ready to conquer. So they chose yes. So then we captured the name, the message, the phone number, and the email. And the email's last. That ends the flow. That submits the form. So now it went through this flow. Now, also notice that these fields are full with color. And as you can see, this one is grayed out. This happens because this information is present and came through the flow. This information is not. So if I click here, under data, now data and an idea, which is this, our message, this is present. So this was populated. For goal, if they chose, I guess, no, then the value on the no path was labeled goal, but it acts the same thing. It was the message. But that's not present here. They followed a different path. So this is only because they clicked yes. Okay? This is not present, so this is outlined or grayed out, if you will. My filter here was this lead bot needed to exist. This right here needs to be here. If this is not here, then this didn't come from the chatbot. So that's the filter for this, and this is the filter for that. Again, grayed out, not present, because this wasn't from a form. And then again, it goes into the Google Sheet, fader, email, phone number, message, chatbot, because over here, I put that if this comes through, put over here that if it comes through, it will be chatbot. Now, hopefully you guys found this interesting. If you did, please leave a comment, drop a like, let me know I did good. There's something I need to work on. Let me know. Maybe in a future video, I don't know, maybe we can talk about, I don't know, maybe using a bit of OpenAI to, take your flow a bit further. Oh, not over here, right there. Or maybe, compose an email. Let the lead know that you received their message. Let them know what that message was. And maybe your thoughts based on the instructions you give it, There's the 3.5 model. There's the 4, and then there's the 4.0. All of which we can probably go, talk about a little bit later on. But again, if that's what you want to see, let me know. If there's something I missed, let me know. If you didn't understand anything, please let me know. Okay? Once again, this is Chinadu, signing off.